Homelessness has reached into every nook and cranny of our public open spaces, including parks, where many people who are homeless find refuge. But now, Recreation and Parks officials are working to stem the tide, and it all starts with some basic human outreach. Anna Marcos has the details.
More and more homeless people are setting up camp in city parks, and that means new challenges for park workers and rangers. For those without a roof, the parks are often a safe haven from the daily struggle of life on the streets.
I have schizophrenia, and that is what took me into homelessness. I found this old abandoned park, but this place was the only place that I felt safe.
The National Recreation and Park Association has put on the Innovation Lab with LA's Department of Recreation and Parks to help park workers across the country think outside the box in hammering out solutions.
But the reality is that park directors have a balance between opening their parks up to homeless and then also welcoming families. And sometimes that is where there's some friction.
It is law that you cannot have a tent in a city park. You cannot camp in a city park.
Several formerly homeless people who once lived in parks gave valuable insights here today. For example, one woman lived in a park for 25 years and no one ever contacted her or talked to her until someone finally did, got her into housing, and changed her life.
I was one of those people that were in the vegetate state.
5 years later, Carrie Bales has become an advocate for the homeless, and she recently volunteered in her first homeless census count.
The homeless count, which I was so grateful to be part of the other night, and be in the same area that I was homeless. It was 5 years later, people that are, that some people can't reach. I can.
These formerly homeless advocates had some advice for park directors. For example, stop and talk to homeless people you see and be ready with help and services.
Have a place for them to get the resources they need.
Together we can end this. We can do this.
The hope is that insights shared here just might make the difference in getting more homeless people humanely off the streets. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Now, you'll soon be able to give your input on the issue by voting for or against Measure H in the city's March elections. The measure would impose a 1/4-cent sales tax on LA residents to pay for mental health and other services for people who are homeless.